Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my live emerald pill down the rabbit hole pill, in which I talk about anything and everything. It's schizo. It's just I'm just friendly neighborhood schizologist. Y'all should know me by now, people. Okay, I'm just so cringy to the masses of asses. So cringy. Look, man, I always got things to talk about, and I like to ramble on about multiple different subjects in different directions. We don't talk about one subject because that's very monotone and very boring. Most people are not as animated as I am or creative as I am, but we're going to keep it very short and sweet and simple. But of course, it may go over in half an hour if no one pops up in here. You know how to keep in touch with me. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast, you put it down below. Okay, let me just monitor my screen. I got everything set up here. I'm only going to talk for like a half an hour to 40 minutes, depending on what I'm talking about. I always wanted to talk about, in this video, we're going to talk about, because I know sometimes I jump all over the place, and I know a lot of people don't have the capabilities of paying attention. And these are the type of individuals I'm not really interested in. If you are a sensitive, stick in the mud type, tend to get easily offended, you're a social justice warrior, you just basically just a stick in the mud. You can't think outside the box. You're religious. I even said it in my intro. I said, hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense, which most of you don't have, which I try to get down to the nitty gritty, which is under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, very, very fucking important, because everything I say I fucking say is important, and not important to liberals, libertards. Okay, that is a word now to y'all. NPCs out there, look it up, okay? And people who just think outside the box, people who need escapism. You know, do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you love Jesus? Do you love God? You shouldn't listen to me. As I said before, my donations is given to me by the elitists. It's not by the masses of asses. I do not care for your handout of donations or anything like that from the masses of asses through pity, okay? Okay, through pity. So if I feel bad for him, so I'm gonna give him $5. I don't want that shit. Okay, I don't want that shit. Now I got this Ethiopian guy contacting me and stuff, and I told him about his country's internet services, but he'd send not to, you know how countries have this pride. What comes before pride? Okay, what comes after pride? A great fall. Okay, and that's what Ethiopia is going about, especially in America right now, because of the canary virus. Because people are still attacking Jesus types all across the world. I keep telling people I'm Jesus and fucking holy and shit, and people want to attack me because I sound stupid, but they don't want to ask any questions. They just want to make preconceived notions and assumptions, and they become the asshat when things go wrong. Something goes wrong. But anyway, this video is going to be about, okay, because I know I wanted to talk about who are the real parents. But as a matter of fact, I gotta keep it scripted right here. It says in this video, I'm going to talk about the power of donations, prenups, and promises. Okay, someone may show up, and of course, they may talk about some things. Okay, and I said this before. I thought I was going to start it at 4:20, but I started at 5:20 because as soon as I drop my wife off, because sometimes her schedule changes, and I hope she don't get the canary bites because she's kind of hard of hearing. People who are hard of hearing tend to get the most. You know, hard head leads to a soft behind. Let me see. Okay. All right. Okay. So this guy right here. How you been, Butchie Garvey? What's going on? Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Everything is good here.
Yeah, you live in what country? In what state and city?
Yeah. From Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay. How's it like out there? You said a little while ago that there are 9 cases in Nigeria, Lagos, right?
Yeah.
Canary virus. Hey, baby, hey. Okay, this is my daughter. Now, y'all gotta excuse me sometimes, because I'm a real OG and I gotta watch kids. And I got my daughters here. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Because my daughter likes to cry about. She's a baby, you know. So hello, say hello. How you doing?
Hello.
You know, she did say hi. She was waving. Her hand was behind me. Yeah, but of course, in nights, I think that this canary virus, since we are on the topic of canary virus, and you live in Nigeria, Lagos, please understand that I think it's a media fraud sometimes. I think they use media to entice fear in everywhere, because in Ethiopia, they said it's 9 people. So that's kind of weird for you to say that's 9 people already infected with the coronavirus, right? Well, gee, Garby. Hello? But hey, Garby, if your internet is bad, it's hard to continue on with the conversation. Okay? Hello? I'll wait for you just a moment. But anyway, I can't hear you. Okay? So I hope it's not nothing wrong with your internet service. Okay, so something wrong with his internet. He might call back. But anyway, y'all can see my link. You can see my Cash App. You know how to donate. And as a matter of fact, I want to talk about, okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about, let me make sure I get my paperwork right here. Not here. I know I'm going to do this right here. The power of donations and prenups and promises. Okay. So, let me see. I got to right here. I got to find out where I put that piece of paper at. The power. There we go. Okay. The prenups and promises. And then we may talk about that if I feel like it. Okay. You have to, I think it's good for everybody to have pieces of paper when you first come in here, because you don't want to be a boring nuisance or anything like that. But anyway, let's go on with the subject now here. He may be back though. That's my friend from Nigeria. As I told you before, I am a counselor to the international affairs, okay, which I try to teach. I don't consider them ignorant or anything, but in other countries, you have to come up with a superior language so everybody can come together as one. But I'm not the type of person that bring everyone together. I'm not trying to be boastful or prideful. It's just that when someone gets boastful and prideful with me, I just give them the facts. Okay, I just give them the facts. That's why sometimes I get these so-called prideful Ethiopians and Nigerians, and sometimes I get them from Kenya and say, "Oh, our language is more superior." I say, "Your language is more older." That's a fact today. All right, it's not a technological type of language. Okay, so it's more encrypted too. So most people will prefer to learn English, okay, rather than any other language in the world, okay, because it's so simple to learn, okay, right? It's so simple to learn English. There's many variations of English. English originated from the Anglo-Saxons onto the Latin, and from that point on, I don't get into the detailed history of it, okay, because the history is just his story. You understand? It's just a story. Everything is a story. You don't even know if I exist. So you are being entertained in this matriarch, okay? So let's get on with the subject now here before I start rambling on and forget my topics here. I want people to understand that I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan, right? You okay, Tessa? Huh? Okay. The power of donations is like this. You come onto my show, I have to show your donation box so people can, if people just actually donate $1 or $2 to everybody, each and every person, everybody will be rich. Did you know that? Did you know? I don't even ask for a lot. Okay? So I'll put down the donation box for me. You come on the show, you give me your donation link. I'll put it down in the description box. If you don't pop up at all, I don't advertise it. It's that simple. That's not fucking hard, right? I think that's the easiest way to make money in the world. I don't like taking high risk. Okay? You take very low risk. Okay, let me see. He's back again. How you been, Bucci Garby?
Yeah, I'm back again.
Okay, if your internet cuts out again, we can't have this, man. You gotta be in a good area. You gotta be in a good area. Okay? And so you should have a light on your face or something. Yeah, you got a light. There you go.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a second, okay?
Yeah, you can't have noise in the background.
Yeah, I have to make use of a torchlight. So, yeah.
Don't get eaten up by mosquitoes, right?
Yes. Although mosquito is not biting outside. It's not biting outside, but I just have to get in. Yeah, I have to relax a little.
Yeah, I had when I was living in Ethiopia, I had to go outside for the internet because the signal is not strong. They're working on a 2G, 3G throttle, okay, CDM format. So that's why it's sometimes cutting in and out. It's not my signal because my bars are all the way up. Okay, I'm using my 4G network with Verizon, which is the best so far. Then they say it's T-Mobile or AT&T. I don't know. but I just know that my signal don't really drop off or drop. You get drop calls on fucking on Verizon. Okay, but other than that, how you been? What's going on out there in Nigeria?
Yeah, things are good. Only that we are world epidemic, coronavirus. So that's pain now, and it does make most things stagnant here in the country. So like we had
Okay,
nine, yeah, we had 9 cases. Today I read in the news that 6 were discharged and were tested negative.
okay. So you mean to tell me you just got a checkup, even though you heard on the news that there were 9 cases, the canary virus?
Yeah, I went on for the check. I went on for the checkup and I was tested negative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, basically, the canary virus works like this: you get a headache, you cough too much, and your breathing is heavy, then pretty much you're not going to survive after that. Don't get vaccinations. They say don't get the vaccinations because the vaccinations are the way they control your soul. Okay, they control your energy that way. Okay, so I was reading about it, and the voices tell me never get vaccinations. Vaccinations is the cause of a lot of flu. Okay, and the flu influenza is basically killing off 30,000 every year in America, but nobody's talking about it. That's weird. 30,000 people die a year because of the influenza, the flu virus, in short. Okay. So today's
Well,
topic, I'm talking about how the power of donations can help pretty much everyone. Okay. I'm also talking about the prenups and promises. Okay. And also I'm going to talk about who are the real parents in society, because there's a lot of people think that they're a great parent, but they're really not a great parent. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So what do you have? You got anything on your mind that you want to talk about, Butchie?
yeah. When talking about parenting, so like I'm not a parent, so I don't know what it means to parent a child. But of course, I came from a so being a parent means that you will be responsible for a kid. Yeah, a kid or kids. So
Mm-hmm. So it's like
um,
in America, right? Lots of women, they lose their stability with their boyfriends or their husbands, and they don't understand the nature of a man. So what they do is that they get tired of the men and they try to go to family court. You have family court in your country?
yeah, the have courts where people settle cases, but people don't go there because if you are a lady, you get to court, you get a divorce, a man, you may have to suffer for it. So there is no guarantee that you'll be successful. And when you dragging a man to the court of law, you are breaking his ego. Don't forget that man is uh, 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 very pompous in nature. He has ego that he wants to protect. So taking him to the courts simply means that you want to break his ego, and he can take that lightly with anybody. So
Mhm.
women taking to courts here is quite minimal because court does not give you a guarantee.
Yeah, I believe that if a woman feels, especially if she's in his house, okay, it should be no prenups being signed or anything like that. I think that if a man abuses his wife, let's play devil's advocate for here a minute here. Let's make believe we're women and we live in a man's house, or let's say vice versa, a strong woman's house who earns everything in the house. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
she
Yeah.
supplies for you, she gives for you. Okay, so that means you're under her rule and thumb, right? So you are the husband of a wife that's a billionaire, or she's well off. What does a man do in a situation like that? Do you go to court? Do you go to court and you say, okay, I want to control this house now. I want to control the children now. I don't want to listen to my wife's, you know, order and restrictions and shit. Even though I've been with this man for you've been with this woman for so many years. What does a man to do if he has a very controlling wife who has did everything for you? What would you do in that situation? And it's getting hard for you, right?
Okay. In that case, uh, African men don't really marry women uh, that are more wealthy or have possession more than them. So they
Okay.
prefer to be in a kind of domination play. So that they want to take control of everything. So yeah, we have the instances whereby a woman really get it hard on a man because she has the resources. But that happens on the rare cases. So you could
But
see
what would
that
you
in the
do? I'm asking, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Let's make believe you are married to a well-off woman. Okay. What would you do in a situation? Then basically you feel she's getting too hard on you. She's not literally putting her hands on you. She just seems to be very hard on you about cleaning the house. She seems very, but the only thing you have to do is take care of the kids while she's at work, right?
well,
So what would you do in
I'll
that
be
situation?
okay. The thing is that I will not be in that kind of condition because I am really gonna work to take care of my family. But if I were in the situation, I have no option but to be subservient to the woman. Yeah, I have to be subservient to her till I get what I want. So if I don't have everything I need, yeah, I have a reason for saying under that kind of a woman if that was happen at all. So I will have to plan myself because I can't live in a very abusive relationship with a woman. Yeah, it won't work for me.
Okay.
So
So basically what you're saying is that you would just settle for her for the time and then try to find a way out.
yeah, so I can stay in abusive relationship. No,
Yeah, but
but
she's
if
not
she's
abusing
free,
you. You made an agreement with her. Let's say you made agreement with your wife, even though she owns everything. You said this in advance. She said this to you. You are in my home because I brought you into my home. And you are under my rule and jurisdiction because I am in control. Because she did everything for you. You got a job because of your wife. You have a phone because of your wife. You
ah,
made You see what I'm saying? So now
yeah.
what would you do in that situation?
Well, here we pay the bride price to women. So and the bride price we paid claims the ownership that I am really the owner of this woman.
Good morning, good
So
afternoon,
no
good
matter
evening, good night.
Hey, Butchie,
hey,
this is my friend Rad here. You hope you got something to
yeah,
talk about. But Butchie, we was just talking, Rad. We was just talking about what is a real parent, and we was talking about if the roles were reversed, like if you were to be the husband of a wealthy wife, right? And she
Mm-hmm.
basically gave you the foundation of which you stand. What would you do in that situation when she had already obtained a job for you? She obtained the things that you have, the roof over your head, and you came from another country. What would you do in that situation, Rad?
Hmm. Trick question. I mean, that's a tough question.
It's not a
I
tough question.
mean,
I don't understand how it's tough.
wait. I need you to ask me again. My bad. Ask me again.
You have a wife. We're trying to play devil's advocate. We're trying to reverse the roles if the situation was in reverse, like if a man is so abusive towards his wife. So we're gonna reverse this role and see how it works with a man's perspective. You was in another country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Butchie here, he's from Nigeria, Lagos. Okay. Now a
yeah,
woman sees him as a potential husband, so she
Okay.
can control him. So this woman wants to control you and him, but not no. I mean, you understand? It's like, let's say if a woman wants to marry you, okay, and you're from another country, and she's well off. She's well off. She gets you your job. She got you a phone. Okay. She got you a roof over your head and a food in your belly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she tells you that she controls 100%. What would you do in that situation?
I don't think I would want to be part of that, man.
Why not?
You see?
I
So
don't like when
nobody
I don't
wants
want
to
to
be
be controlled by a
subject to
woman.
a woman.
That's stupid.
That's what she is. That's what she is. She is my woman. So I am not going to be anything under a woman.
Oh,
No,
so
not me.
I disagree with both of
I
y'all
want to be
because I
over
was
her, but
like,
I don't want to be under. Okay. I want to be over her. I don't want to be under. Okay.
well, okay, I understand you're alpha. I know you both are alphas, but you gotta at least understand where I'm coming from. You're in a poor country,
Okay. Well, if
and
I'm desperate to
you,
get out, like if there's a war and I can't make it on my own, then I would probably need help. Yeah. Then I don't know.
so,
Maybe it's different.
but she already told you in advance that if she brings you to her home, there's no escape. No courts can help
So
you.
before I come to the country before I come to the country, I must have reached an agreement with her. So it is something that we have to discuss before I migrate. So
I would
I'm
have
not
to
going to get a
discuss it. Yeah.
woman that I'll be under. No, no. I don't think the relationship will work with me now.
So you would basically stay in your country. Yep.
Of course.
Yeah, well, I'm just
Yeah.
saying that in my situation, if I was in another country, I would basically be like, yo, I would be down with that, not to take advantage of her, but she supported me in everything I do. I would serve her the way she wants to be served because she actually did me a great benefit for helping me out. That's what I would say. I don't see what the problem is when you serve your wife who did everything for you, and she has a little bit of things that may seem hard for you. You know what I'm saying? But she's getting you out of your country. She getting
Yeah.
you out of your shithole of a country. You know?
Hey, my friend, I'm a tingo. I believe that I'm a tingo. I'm man of my soul. So I don't think I would in love be under a woman. So I can I can just be on equal with her. We do our things together. So the agreement has to be reached that I am still the husband. So but other things like ability to control me, she won't have it. I will dominate as a man of the house. That's what I'll
But
say.
she's the man of the house, so you can't do that.
I'm the man of the house. Yeah.
No, you're not the man
She
of the house.
got
She's the
all
man
that.
of the house.
Nah.
So yeah,
She got
I understand that
Right.
you're alpha. I understand that you're alpha, but I'm just saying, think about it real hard because a lot of people, when I walk up to people in the streets and the supermarkets, I said that you live in the pistol. I say the same thing. Most people say they'll come because they think they can control a smart woman or they think they can control a smart man. I said to many people, I said that if you was in another country and you lived in poverty for most of your life, and this man or wife tries to say we will get married and I control everything, okay, that's the only agreement that she has. She said that means that if she feels uncomfortable about something you're doing, you better stop it. Most people say yes. Most people would say yes. They'll leave their country and they will settle for that person. Did you know that?
yeah,
There
I
we
know
go.
that
More.
because
No more.
I've
That's a
seen
good
many
definition of more.
instances of Nigerians moving to the US or the UK to service a white person who is much older than them. And I could foresee that in the house, that the woman will have power over the man and dictate everything that happens in the house. So I see that a lot. I see that on a daily basis. So, but
Mhm.
I don't think it will work for me. If you
Okay.
really, if you really think I'm your man, at least it should be creating your consciousness that, oh, this dude is the one that is a man, because you have to know what man means, what it means to be a man. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
but
don't think I
I
can get into
see.
that kind of agreement. Now,
I totally
not
understand what y'all
Alpha
mean.
Man thing,
Y'all don't have a passive side.
not an
I do
Alpha
have a
Man thing.
yeah. I have a
I listen
passive
to
side.
women.
The reason why I say this is because in my past I used to be a gigolo, right? And I talked to women for profit. Okay, I talk to women for profit. I think everything's a trade-off. There's no such thing as love for me, because love is a trade-off. You know, you gotta trade things.
Of
So
course,
if you want
you have to
affection,
trade what you have. Yeah, you have to trade your life, your love, everything you do. You have to trade it on. Uh, you can trade it with love. So, but when it comes to relationship, you don't trade on man's ego. No, you don't trade on it. Man will always be a man, no matter how
yeah,
you
yeah,
see it.
I totally understand what you're saying about equal. No one is completely equal. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to property things, when it comes to property, and you don't own any property, you have to serve. You have to serve unless you want to change your mind. She gives you the option to return back to your country if you don't feel comfortable. So let's say, for instance, this wife brings you into the country, and basically, you say you're tired of being servitude under her. So you would gladly be going back to your country then, because you at least have a chance to understand what America is about. You get what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, right? This dude is he could actually be in that situation, like that could actually happen to him. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's hypothetical. For you, it's hypothetical. But he's actually in a situation. I mean, what I'm saying? It's more realistic for him, and he's still saying no. So you gotta understand that, man. You gotta understand.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
It's like right, Bucci here, right? I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like, I mean, with you is purely hypothetical. With me, it's purely hypothetical. But his word is more valuable here because, like, he's actually in that other country. You feel me? And a woman could try to do that to him. Okay. So, I mean, and he's still saying no. All the people you asked, were they in Nigeria? Were they in another country or were they here?
Well, I asked a lot of Americans that if you were in another country and you lived most of your life poor, and the only thing this husband, or it could be a strong-headed wife, asks you that you are under the servitude of me 100%. That means if she feels uncomfortable.
See, that's what I'm saying. You ask mostly Americans. See, you got to ask the Nigerian men. You got to ask men in other countries, okay? Because they'll say
but he's just one. Yeah. But Bart Bucky, he's the only first person who said that to me.
Right.
Do you know a lot of Ethiopians would settle for a wife who's overhead stronger than her? A lot of Ethiopian men are definitely more weaker than most likely Nigerians, because I know the features of a Nigerian. I know about
my friend.
True.
The thing is that I may pretend for a while that, this is good for me, but it coming for so long where I'll come up from that relationship. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I prefer to die poor than to be dominated by a woman. I can't be so something to a woman, for God's sake.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. Okay. Now, in my situation, what I was trying to explain to you, in my past, as long as a woman pays me, I feel more appropriate, like a prostitute. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And it's like she's serving me something. You know how women always act like prostitutes. This is what happens to men most of the time. Most of the time, men gets very gullible, and they'll receive women from overseas. Okay, and what happens is that the women are likely to be prostitutes because they're being served money just to do a deed, and then they get tired. And when they get tired, they become seasonal, right? And then when they get seasonal, they make up lies. When women makes up these lies, which happens to majority men, mainly Caucasian men, Caucasian men, which is the white knight, that's sad. That's very sad. And some of them even get killed. Some white men even get killed for talking to Philippine type females and Russian females. I was shocked. I was fucking shocked when I hear stories like that, where white men are getting killed. So I try to tell guys, don't go over there, especially to bring them back into this country without having no plan. My wife, she serves me. She knows that even though she goes to court, she's going to lose. She's going to lose everything. She's eventually going to go back to her country. I'm not responsible. Okay, I get warned her. Okay? But in my past, right, I used to be a gigolo, and I would get paid for services rendered. I would never be in a relationship with them. I would never be in a relationship with these type of females. And I think this is how most guys should be. Everything should be a trade. If she gives you something like
that, means you were never in a relationship. Because if you call it a relationship, you will not get yourself be dominated by her. So, but because you want to trade something, you want to trade economic advantage from her. That means you are doing a service for money. You are not in a relationship. So,
and that's what I feel. That's why I feel that most men should not be in relationships with women. That's why I believe in polygyny. Polygyny is the key to understanding women, because if you have one wife, she can do a world full of hurt on you. You have two wives, they seem to understand one another. They won't go against you most of the time. Most likely they won't. Okay. The more wives you have, the more they congregate with one another.
But Frank, you know what? Ghana president signed polygamy. I think early this year or so. In Ghana now, there's a paper for polygamy. So bringing back people's sanity. You can get as much as you like, provided they can able to feed them and keep them on the time. So, is there in Ghana? Of course, African countries are yet to join suit. Yeah, African around the world. African inequalities, because here is over 53 states. That there are 53 states that make an African country, and just one has accepted the view. Yeah, I think that's the way out. That's what our father practiced. That's where they understood the reality, and it worked with them. So I don't think
there's a guy named Polite. You ever heard of Brother Polite, Rad?
Yeah, he an idiot. He's an idiot. He married.
You know what I asked him? I said that why would you marry women who were not virgins?
Thank you.
And he never answered me. I said, are you? And I'm like, Brother Polite is very intelligent, man, and he has multiple properties. So he has multiple properties for all of his wives. He said this. And then I'm like, okay, why would you need multiple properties? Because of privacy issues? I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, all you need is a giant mansion house. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that?
He's stupid. He thinks he's so smart, but he's really so stupid. There's a point where a person can be so smart, but be so stupid at the same time. Okay. Brother Polite, right? I mean, he's with none. He's simping. Okay. He got to do a lot of simping for black women too. You got to keep that in mind. Okay. He got to do a lot of simping. Okay. He got to do a lot of catering. If one of them say, hey, what you think about so-and-so, and their judgment of black women, he can't judge black women too crucially because he's with 5 of them. So
yeah, I asked him, I said, yo, is your wives virgins? Why would you give them their own property? Okay, why would you do that?
They're not virgins. They was hoes when he talked about how he met them in the library and all that shit. I mean, no woman in America would agree to a deal like that if they were virgins. Okay.
He probably made a proposition saying that I got a lot of money. He probably stimped a little bit and said, I got money, man. You're gonna come over here now. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? You don't pull them chocolate honeys. You pull them chocolate honeys because you got money, dog.
Exactly.
He was driving. He was driving an Audi. Okay, one day, a $70,000 car. And I'm like, hey, where are you?
Can I ask you a question? Can you trade a beautiful woman that is virgin with $1 million?
Yes.
Yes, you can. You can trade $1 million for her virginity. Yes.
I wouldn't do it.
Her virginity. I do not agree with men sleeping with used vaginas. While a dick and a pussy are the same equivalent, right? Right? She want to stay with you, right? So she want a little bit more. So you're trying to be nice. And most guys are this very gullible. They'll give a little bit, okay, a little bit extra. But I do not recommend relationships unless you're ready for the challenge. Because I play chess. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I like a challenge. My life is a lonely life. In my past life, I don't want to be a gigolo the rest of my life. I want kids, okay? And what's going to happen is that when you have children, the woman will try to take advantage of the children to take you down as a king, okay? You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to bring them into in a situation like me if you ain't got shit set up a certain way, okay? I'm just saying that a lot of women will manipulate a good, strong man because he gets tired of she feel like she's being abused, but she's not being abused. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I want to raise my daughters in the way of understanding what polygyny is, because when it's this one woman sitting around your house, she's already pandering. I tried to get her sister. I tried to get my wife's sister. Y'all should see my videos. Her sister liked me, man, and I played with that pussy too, man. And the thing is that I told my wife this. I said that why don't you give me your sister so we can have you give a breakdown, okay? You know what I'm saying? Okay, but nobody's gonna watch this video. My wife knows this. I don't fuck around.
That's ministry. That's ministry. Should be your sister. It's been
hey, what's wrong with sisters? What's wrong with sisters? Having sisters and babies from sisters.
I know. No. Is she with me? No.
She said she was a virgin, but then at the same time, the spirit gave me knowledge to say, okay, she was not a virgin, so I couldn't marry her because she took too long. My wife took too long. I wanted to marry her sister too. Okay, I wanted to bring her into America to make her feed off the milk and eggs, the milk and poison. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work. Isn't that something?
Oh, wow. I had a pleasant evening today with you.
Uh-huh. Hello? Yeah, I'm glad when people pop up on here, y'all guys. If your internet is bad, then it's going to show. I got 4G running real fast. I hope this 5G don't burn our brain cells out. You know what I'm saying? And I was going to talk about something too in relation to this being married thing too. Who are the real parents? I say all of the time that if you're a real parent, you homeschool your fucking kids. You homeschool. My wife tried to take advantage of me by going to the courts, right? And I said, you know, that's not going to work. But it's still going to backfire because I'm magical. And then all of a sudden, this canary virus forces my kids back home. And see, I was wondering what the fuck my voice said. You see, they don't call a PFA on your wife because she tried to strike you first. She tried to strike you first. And then I was like, yo, okay, I'm not gonna call a PFA on her. But she called a PFA on me because she wants my daughters vaccinated and she wants them put in school. And I'm very fearful of that. And I am very philosophical about that. I'm not religious, but it's a philosophy. I don't trust people, okay? And that doesn't mean my kids are infected by anything. So I have to go with a grain of salt, okay? Understanding that what if they're lying to me? You want to fucking give my child a vaccination, and then you basically, I don't know what the long-term effect is. And then there's no information out there basically showing that the vaccination actually works, okay, for Negro types, Caucasoid types, Hispanics, Latinos, and Chinese. There's no information out there like that, okay? And I keep trying to tell people about this vaccination. Real parents are those who homeschool, who are responsible enough to basically homeschool their motherfucking child. And if you can be responsible, then you are on the path, the righteous path. I think everybody should have a test. I think people should stop having kids, and there should be a button to where you can activate if you want to have kids or not inside the uterus somewhere. Because it's usually the woman's decision to have sex with the man. It starts with her first. It's her decision. And if her decision is wrong in any fucking kind of way, then it's still her fault. Now, I could say that if she had traditional means with her heart, she can probably bring the man over to her father's house, which exactly what my wife did. I actually met my wife's fucking father. Okay, let me see. How you been? Welcome back, Rad. I was just talking about how parenting is connected to the situation, but I was explaining to people that if people are real parents, they would do it homeschool. And they would not be allowed to be taken advantage of by the oligarchies and the white system, the white daddy system, to rule and use jurisdiction over the parenthood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my wife, she tried to manipulate me and get me in court, you know, because she wanted my kids vaccinated and put them in school. But now you see that magic happen. Now everybody got to be forced to homeschool their kids now. Everybody got to homeschool now. We're going to see who the real parents are now. Okay?
Exactly.
I think everybody should have a test given to them to see if they're qualified for being parents.
Look, if you can't homeschool your kids, don't have kids. Simple as that.
That's right. And I feel that a lot of people always having this excuse. It was an accident. Oh, the condom fell off. He was fucking me and the condom got stuck up in my pussy or some shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to motherfucking hear that shit. Put a condom got stuck up your pussy because you were squeezing to try to squeeze off the condom. You a fucking liar.
Evil. I've been saying this. They have evil ways of doing everything that men don't even believe exist. Okay.
They poke a hole in the motherfucking condom, or they'll take the condom out of the trash bag. What's it called? There's a name for that shit. What's the shit that they take the condom out of the bag and then put it in their pussy? You heard
I don't know. I heard of that, but I didn't think there was a word for it. I didn't know there was a word.
Yeah. Because some guys go through that. They don't know because they're ignorant. And then a guy says, I don't have any children by her because he thought that condom pretty much was full enough.
No, you gotta put some ginger in it, okay? Put some hot sauce in it, some clear hot sauce or something. Put some ginger in that shit.
Those condoms did not break when I was busting my nut all beside your ass. And then she's pregnant because she stole your seed out of the trash bag, motherfucker.
Exactly. It's even worse with a non-virgin because a virgin would never do that. They would never think to do it. It wouldn't make sense to them.
I don't believe in condoms. As a matter of fact, condoms have a side effect to it. If you do some research on the condom, that chemical that they put on there can actually infect the female with, it's called urinary tract infection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if they do it more often than usual, it can actually affect them. And I've been trying to tell women in the past about the condoms. It's bad. If that's the white man you trust him again, you trusting the white man with lambskin, right?
Crazy. Ain't no safe way no more, man.
Fuck that. So so what you got to talk about today? What is your topic for today?
Let me open the subject up. I gotta go pull it up.
Okay. Oh yeah, please understand to send me your Cash App. I think that's the easiest way to send money to people. Okay, send me your link.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get that link. I don't know how to get the link. Follow folks. No.
Yeah, you smart enough. I'm pretty sure you'll find it.
Okay, so it's the Daughters in Public School one. Look, man, don't you know some people trying to argue with me? Okay, this woman, this so-called witch woman, right? She posted something. 80s babies went through this and that, even though she's not an 80s baby. She was born in 2000s. She's my 80s babies went through this, that, and one of them was went through coronavirus and then President Trump, a Trump presidency. And then I put simple as that in all caps, KAG, you know, CAG, keep America great. It sparked a liberal outrage. That shit was hilarious. I did that just because I knew she was going to be pissed about it. And then some fat faggot was like, oh, fuck boy. I love pissing these people off. Okay, it's fun pissing liberals off, especially black liberals, because you're like, whoa, they so entrenched in their beliefs. And they believe that they're independent, but they're really just liberals, okay? Believing in abortion, believing, you know, killing babies, believing not having guns, not believing women's rights and all that gay shit, that bullshit.
I don't waste my motherfucking time on them. It's all about genetics. When I don't even think about human behavior no more. I'm thinking about genetics. All I need to see and hear, if you got a slightness with your eyeball, I know who the fuck you are. If you sound a certain way and your picture's voice like this, I know I don't have no time to argue with your ass. Because you should be able to easily tell what a liberal is. It's if he's asking enough questions, you will start understanding their logic real easy. It's like a waste of time to argue with him.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's hilarious. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tag you in that post on Instagram. It's funny as fuck. I blocked the dude though because he didn't have nothing to do with it. He came out of nowhere. I'm gonna put. They still saying shit to me. I'm not gonna respond to them. I'm an expert at not responding. I used to just
be careful. Those liberals will report you now.
I know. But there's nobody in the thing though to you know. Oh well, I can't see it now. I don't see it. Well, I guess it's gone. Yeah, I guess she blocked me. I don't know. But anyway, I know her in person, and it's funny as fuck because she claimed to be a witch, and I'm like, do you even know what a witch is? Okay, these bitches really believe in bitches really believe in heebie-jeebie that they don't even know what it is. They do it because they be in relationships and they get hurt, so they want to get back at the man, but they can't. So they make up magic and shit like that in their head so they can get back at the man that they jealous of. It's crazy.
If I want to know if a female is a liberal, all I need to do is ask her, are you a virgin? How many men have you slept with? And if she hesitates, on how if she says that's a personal question, strike 2 right there. You have one more chance.
Exactly. That's a look. That's a rule, okay? If you ask a guy that, right? If you ask one of your homeboys that question, right, and they say that's personal, they're virgins, okay? But if you ask a female that, okay, a female friend or whatever, and she says it's personal, and she's not a virgin.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. See, it's opposite with man and woman. It's always the opposite, okay? Women lie down, okay? They lie going down. They say that they weigh less. They say that they're shorter than what they are, okay? They say that they're skinnier than what they are. They lie going down, decreasing the numbers, okay? They lie about saying they have less sex partners.
Yeah.
Men up. We say we weigh more. We say we're taller. We say we have more sex partners, more. Okay, we lie up. So it's always, we got to understand the psychology. You got to first understand it. You got to know who you're talking to. Okay, you got to first understand their gender. You say, okay, so woman I'm debating today. Okay, then I already know what's up. Okay, she's gonna lie up. She's gonna lie down. Okay, she's gonna pretend that she was with less men. Pretend she had less kids. Pretend this and pretend that. Okay, that's how it is.
The guy that was just on, his name was Garvey. I think his name's, what was his name again?
His
What
name
was
was
his name?
Bucci or
Yeah,
Bukai.
Bucci. Yeah. He's from Nigeria, man. I couldn't understand him half the time.
Me neither.
He got a strong ass
Yo,
accent.
it's a coincidence because he was messaging me in Kang Gang, I think, and then he was talking about how these women practice witchery, and I'm like, dang, he got to know it's growing over here too. Okay, it's growing in the West too, and the West is. And the West, he said that America is influencing those women over there too, and it's getting worse, and it's sad. It's getting worse and worse.
Women don't understand that you got to sleep with a demon in order to really be a witch. There's two different types of witches. There's a herpetologist type of witch, and then there's a witch. A witch has a bad connotation on it. Witch equals bitch. You know what I'm saying? Witch equals bitch. So I'm like, why would you want to be a witch? Why don't you call yourself a shaman? Shaman, what do you call a female shaman? Okay, don't try to say
sorceress or some shit.
When they say witch, they trying to scare you like they got some sort of power and shit like that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Not that it's reflective, so I don't even give a fuck what you say or whatever you do. What they do is like, okay, I'm gonna put a spell on your dick. Because I remember talking to a female who said they put a spell on this guy's dick. I said, did he rape you? Did he touch you? And then she said, no. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind to put
I told you, see, they just be jealous. They be wanting to do it and can't have them, so they be jealous as fuck. That's a new fad now. That's a new fad, okay? Attack them that way. It's crazy. And if they don't have, if they don't have kids together, then they try to become witches so they can get them. I'm like, bitch, are you crazy? Their minds going bad, man.
Yeah, but I just want you to understand the power. We talked about real parents. We talking about the power of donations, and we talk about prenups and promises. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. So what are you going to talk about today? Continue on.
Putting your kids in public schools. That's what I want to talk about. And also prophecy. Remember prophecy?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna start off with the public school thing because we already touched on that a little bit. So basically, usually when it comes to putting your kids in public schools, like I said, if you have to put them in public school, then maybe you shouldn't have kids. The woman or somebody needs to be able to homeschool the child, preferably the woman. And I would prefer, if my future wife to be able to homeschool the kids. Okay.
But let me tell you something about that though. They had that shit conditioned between the 50s and 60s where the wife was at home. And then they allowed the feminist movement to occur. So I'm like wondering, why in the wide world, how did it break free? Because a few handful of women were abused, right? And then that's how they say they started the feminist movement with Gloria Steinfeld or some shit like that.
I hate those people. And there's a lot of KKK members supported the abortion and all of that back then too, and feminism. So KKK is behind that.
The white South, the Southern crackers, the motherfucking Confederate types, they like to sleep with their kids and they be having abortions. I understand about the incest shit.
Also, they want to eradicate black people. That's one way to eradicate black people. Now, you say that black people have less abortions than white people. That might be true, but by 1%, right? There's still a higher percentage of the black population going under than whites. It's still a higher percent. That's what I'm saying. You got to understand these percents, man. It's specific. I know you don't like the specifics of things.
I'm being very specific here. If there was equal blacks and if there was
not equal
whites, no, let's make believe here. No, we just want to keep it even so we can understand the ratio. I took up trigonometry and calculus. I'm just going to tell you so we can clarify this up. If there were equal blacks and equal whites, blacks would keep their children. Okay, they're more likely. They're not likely to understand and do that procedure. It's called a procedure. Abortion is a procedure created by whites. Okay, and so in Africa, however, they look at children as either cursed or blessed. In Africa, look at the Zulu tribes. Any children born is a blessing. Even in Native Americans, it's the same thing. Children are a blessing whole life. White people come up with those terms like abortion. Okay, now the abortion.
But that's because white people influence black people to do those things. And if black people were a large population, not only will we have less because of other reasons, by the size of our population, but we'll have less. We'll have less because we'll have more influence over our own consciousnesses or whatever.
If there was equal blacks and equal whites, right? Let me tell you this philosophy here. If they weren't brainwashed, even if they are brainwashed, you know where the influence comes from. It would never be, it would never be an overabundance of 50% or more black women doing that because they love children. Black women love children more if they haven't been influenced. But even if they were influenced, I believe that they were still keeping, because I was there in the hood. I talked to lots of women.
I know, but it went up. The numbers went up since then. I'm telling you. If you look at the numbers, even by percent, they make up a higher percent of the population.
Maybe so, man. I'm just saying right now, I truly still believe that if I go into the court, women will not terminate their babies with abortion. They will not. But if you go to a white woman, I'm gonna tell you right now, they would abort it if they still are living under the house of their parents. If white people are more closer together.
They're more likely to give them up for adoption too. Okay, black women usually just kill them.
They are doing it behind the backs of their parents, and this links to what I was talking about, real parents, because I don't want my daughters getting pregnant by accident and going to public schools, and they're being enticed by other influences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so on the white side of the fence, they've been doing that way before we freed the African men. They've been doing that way before that. So that pattern, white women are 10 times more likely to be alive than black women. So
to be what? I can't hear you. Say that again.
White women are 10 times, or you could say 5 times. I'm not gonna put it that high. I'm not angry at white women. I'm just trying to say white women are the masters of manipulation. They will trick a white man. They will trick his ass. Because I know how they think. Because I've talked to a lot of them, and I don't deal with white women simply because they age faster. This is my taste. I don't date white women because they age faster. And the pussy looks vanilla. I don't like vanilla and strawberry. I like chocolate. I'm a
chocolate and strawberry.
I don't like vanilla. I just don't like vanilla and strawberry. I can see the psychology. White women are smart, so they'll take advantage of a white man, and they have been doing it since through medieval times. So you got to be careful with white women. White women are more nastier in bed than black women. All right, they're more creative. Please understand it. You can look on the internet and find this yourself. Look on the.
It's obvious.
It's obvious, man. So if you look at abortion rates, white women's testosterone level and estrogen levels is fucking off the charts, man. You can't compare apples to oranges.
No, get this right. If women can have multiple abortions. It doesn't have to be, for example, if there's a white woman having one abortion, every other white woman might have had one abortion. But guess what? There might be 5 or 10 black women in the neighborhood who had like 10, 20. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
It's rare. Yeah,
right. But those exaggerations, but you know what I'm saying? Like the numbers are still, you find a black woman who did an abortion, they might have like 3 or 4 or 5 of them. Find a white woman, she might have had like 1 or 2. That's what I'm saying. Those numbers offset each other. And because of that, that's why the percent is so high. And plus, not only that, there's an agenda to kill off the black kids, obviously. So of course it's going to work. That's what abortion
black
was
women
about when it was first legalized.
See, the whole thing on black women's mind, if you lived in the hood and talked to them hoes, they like that money. And white women are, if they're under the guardian, if they're under something, because I told you before, white people are more connected to their families. Black women are not. If they're single mothers, they will keep them children as collateral damage.
Right, but guess what though? But you gotta keep in mind that's true. But you also gotta keep in mind that they can have 10, they can have 5 or 6, right? And still kill all the rest. Okay, kill the ones that they don't need. Okay, they can still do that.
I'm telling you, man.
No, extremes like that happen. You'd be surprised.
I know. I'm not surprised. I know it happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm saying even if there was blacks and even whites will always supersede everything blacks be doing. It's like, especially when it's heinous.
Oh, I disagree. It all depends on the thing. Okay, it all depends on the thing.
When it comes to abortion, then white women have it hands down.
Oh no, not at all. I would have to disagree with you on that one, sir.
I said if there was equal blacks and equal whites. I said the pathology here. We're talking about pathology.
So I need to ask you 2 things. Women, right? So you're saying that, right? So you're saying if there was equal, the population size was equal, that black women would do it less than they do now? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it would be
okay. I thought you meant the percent. Okay, so you're saying the percent was shrink. Okay, because right now the percent. I thought you. Okay, that makes sense then, maybe. But that's a hypothetical situation. But from what we know, just looking at it, the percent is still higher. There's a larger percent of the black children dying than there is of white children dying. That's all I'm saying.
Since my background I have talked to hundreds of women. I guess we already know who's the winner on this. Okay, white women are more deep. And they will even kill a white man if they want that.
I can't hear you. Something's going on with your audio.
And they will, if they want something, they're the ones who causes the wars in courts. They're the ones who put Bill Cosby in jail. Right. They're the ones who cause all sorts of crazy shit and connect.
No, that's not true. You didn't tell the full story. So with Cosby, that's not with Cosby, right? So what you need, right, is the fact that they were white women is irrelevant, right? Because I promise you this: if they just have to be women, period. It's just that Cosby chose to sleep with a lot of white women. Okay, that's
but
what he
look at
liked.
it. Look at it. You'll never hear a situation like that again, man. I'm just saying, white women have a history of lying.
Of
They're the number
course,
one liars, man.
right. But that's the thing. They're not the ones recording this data. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care about recording data. I'm saying they have a history of lying. The
Right.
biggest liars are white women, and they're as a matter of fact, it is statistically shown that white women murder on an occasion more than fucking black women.
Murder? What do you mean murder?
Murder rates,
Like babies?
murder for babies and also their husbands.
Yeah, their husbands. Yeah, but the baby thing, I'm gonna have to kindly disagree with you
Yeah,
on
they're
that one.
gonna keep it from you. They're gonna keep it from you.
You gotta
because
look up the stat. No, you gotta look up the stats, man. You gotta look up your information.
Yeah, but we're
okay?
not talking about the
Because-
ratio and what they're showing on the internet. Let's go on with the next subject down here. Donations is powerful. I'm gonna talk about donations is powerful.
Hold up. I just gotta finish this one sentence. Okay, I get what you mean, but at the end of the day, it's like this, man. It was created to kill off mostly black babies. That's it. That's the point, and it's succeeding. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I understand. Okay, but what I'm saying, let's talk about something else, like the power of donations.
All right, prophecy. I want to talk about prophecy, man. Prophecy.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that right now. Okay, I'm just gonna make real much so I make sure I talked about it. Because somebody told me that we skipped the subject. I said I didn't skip a subject. I don't skip a subject, man. We got time. We got 2 hours at least. So the power of donations can work for everybody. If everyone just donated $3. So I'll put your donation link in the description box. And you don't have to give that much. It's just that if everybody shares one another's information, we all be a rich motherfucker. Isn't that fucking? It's called white elephant syndrome. The white elephant.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Some lawyer told me you talking about the white elephant. That will never happen. I said, yeah, it's like a socialist economy. If people just gave a little bit to one another, we wouldn't have so much greed. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you got a lot of money, you know, if people just kept donating every month, like $2 a month, everybody would be rich. I swear to God, that's a fact today. I don't believe in socialism. I don't believe in socialism like in the communist country, like China. But I believe it can work if people just see. If someone's poor, then someone should have to give. And people have to start giving that person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay. So donations, the power of donations can be pretty powerful. You just donate at the call. Okay. So go ahead. Now you can continue what you're saying.
Oh yeah, prophecy, right? So I'm not a big believer in this stuff. You know, I don't really go into the magic and all of that stuff. I don't really buy it. I don't see no evidence for it. But from what I can tell is prophecy doesn't have to be supernatural. Okay, with prophecy, it could be say for example, if I'm 1,000 years ago, my ancestors could have said, in this land there will be a boy born. His name will be Thaddeus, right? His name will be Thad. If my parents know about that prophecy, they can make it come true by naming me a certain thing, by naming me Thad. Okay, so it doesn't have to be made by the gods. Prophecy doesn't have to be made by gods or anything like that, but people who came before you. It can be your grandparents or your great grandparents. It doesn't matter. And what prophecy is, a lot of people don't understand. There were books, okay, written about President Trump. There were books written about him, about his son specifically.
Nostradamus.
Yeah. But no, there was a book written in the 1800s too, called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey, and it talked about how the Baron Trump's father's friend named Don would told the boy, "Hey, there's a portal in Russia that will lead you to another world." What does that sound like?
That sounds like a possibility. Okay.
Think about it. The portal, right? The portal is the womb. Okay. Donald Trump's mom is from Russia. Baron Trump's mom is from Russia. Baron Trump's mom is from Russia. Think about that. Okay. Think about that next. Okay. They made the prophecy. They make it. People have self-fulfilling prophecies. They make prophecies true based on, if I read something ancient text, I say, okay, I'm going to live my life like this ancient text. I made the prophecy true. Okay. It could have been disproven, but I made it true because I lived it out. Isn't that crazy?
It sure is crazy.
But yeah.
Oh, let me write down what you said a little bit. Okay. You said, daughters in public school. Daughters in school? Daughters?
Yeah, daughters in public schools. Mostly daughters, but sons too. But daughters, they can get pregnant or whatever.
Prophecy. Okay. Okay, here we go. To continue?
Yeah, so I basically I haven't researched a lot about prophecy, but here recently a lot of things have been coming true that that I otherwise would have overlooked. Okay, think about it in terms of how it relates to this virus, right? A lot of people say, oh, like they read books that say a lung virus will attack in 2020 or whatever, and that shit came true. It seemed like to me a lot of the elite, right, especially with this virus, they were really making the prophecies come true that was written about it, like The Simpsons, right? The Simpsons didn't necessarily.
What if they're just going on statistical reports? You know, every 2 years there's some sort of SARS or some fucking big virus like H1N1. Every 2 years it occurs.
That's also
so maybe they're looking at the historical statistics to make sure those things come to light. See, maybe.
Oh, yeah. That's also a possibility. You see, prophecy can be based on stats. You know what I'm saying? But also, you got to keep in mind stuff that you could never guess that happens, like how Simpsons predicted 9/11, right? A lot of people don't understand that it doesn't have to be a prediction, okay? There's nothing supernatural about the cartoon Simpsons. There could be somebody behind the curtain animating the Simpsons that wrote the story that have an inside scoop on what will happen because government organizations or whatever told them we're going to blow up this building one day or we're going to spread this disease, you know, stuff like that. People don't understand that's how prophecy works. It fulfills itself. There's no supernatural point behind it, okay?
Yeah, that's why I tell my wife all the time. I said that just be careful of the magic and prophecy that I predict. Everyone has the power of prophecy if they believe in it real strong. Like I ask for simple, small shit, and that shit will happen within a week's time, or maybe within a month's time. And I'm wondering about if it's prophecy or am I magical or some shit. My voices tell me, don't worry about it. If your shit comes together quickly, then it's more than just prophecy. And everything that they say is usually tells me. Like, for example, I had a dream about meeting my wife before I met her. I had a dream about dolphins pull me over the sea and shit. And I tell people this shit, they're like, oh, that's nothing. That's not that's weird, isn't it?
It's super weird. But that goes back to what I'm saying. We could be living in the Matrix, man. Look,
see,
just like we could be life forms, right? That went back to relive human memories. And that's what we're doing now. That's why you have deja vus and visions and shit like that. People don't understand it.
But how do you escape it? That's the question.
Maybe you can escape it. Maybe it's like if you get unplugged too soon, you die. Or when you die, you get unplugged, or vice versa. Who knows? But it's possible.
I believe that people see, as I read stories on the internet, people go into this tunnel of light type shit. You shouldn't go into the tunnel of light next time. Because that's
how they go to heaven or hell. That's how they die.
Yeah, no, you get reincarnated. It's called reincarnation. You're regurgitated back into the system.
Oh. I thought you mean like when they're on a coma table or whatever and they see the light, they say, don't go to the light, don't go to the light. I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah, don't go. By going into the light means that you need an attachment to either something earthly, you know, you're earthbound. Like that game called Earthbound. If you're earthbound, you're going to come back here.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because, you know, Ness, that's funny because he keeps getting reincarnated. That's my theory, is that Ness keeps getting reincarnated, okay? So a lot of Nintendo games have deep lore. You help me understand that. Just like Earthbound, right? In the first game, his name is Ninten. In the second game, is somebody completely different, but he dresses similar. In the third game, he's split into two spirits, two twins. One of them is one of them is borderline evil. The other one is good. Okay, so Ness is being reincarnated. You gotta look into this lore, man. It's some deep shit with Nintendo games.
They gotta bring that shit back though. I never got a chance to play that shit, but I heard that game was top of the line, man. Top of the line. Isn't it 2 players?
2 players? Yeah, you can actually. There's a secret. So during a battle screen, you can play 2 players. A lot of people don't know that. So the cool thing is you can play it on an emulator on your phone. It's real simple. That's how I played the game. I didn't originally own the console. Okay, my parents had an NES, but I never had the game, so I got it on my phone, and I could still play it anytime I want, like all 3 versions.
Yeah, I just want people to understand that when you're watching me, I know I wanted to talk about the near-death experience, but I'm gonna do that on the next episode, you guys.
Oh yeah,
also, yeah, because I was like, I was supposed to. Somebody said, "What about the near-death experience?" I want to hear you. I'll do that on the next episode.
We came close to the near-death experience thing when you talked about going to the light. I mean, that's close, right?
No, I'm talking my personal story.
No. We got time. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it because it's too much to write. I gotta write all that shit inside of there. I don't want to make everything like just in one condensed thing, you know.
Okay. Well, I got to tell you, I have very vivid dreams. Okay, very vivid dreams.
Yeah, yeah, I want to talk about that shit too. I can talk to you about my dreams. Oh my fucking god! I think my dreams will be scared the shit out of you, man. Yeah.
My dream. I got a whole journal full of my fucking dreams written down. I didn't write down most of them, but I remember all my dreams that I've ever had. I remember them as soon as I'm done. I got a whole journal of them. Let me tell you about this one.
Yeah, save it for the next one. When we talk about the NDE and dreams, we're gonna talk about that next episode. Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. Because we already been talking about I gotta talk about the prenups and promises. Let's talk about that, yo. Prenups
I don't know
and promises.
about that. You gotta tell me about that.
Did you know? Okay, did you know? Zuckerberg, okay, the motherfucker who blocked me off of fucking Facebook and shit. You know, I told him like there'll be a curse on your ass. Now I'm prophesizing some shit. Okay, your wife is gonna get a divorce from you, even though you got a contractual prenup. It doesn't matter. I think they're gonna break that prenup, and you're gonna lose at least $250,000 of your fucking dollars. Mark my fucking words.
But the thing is, you don't even have to put that on him, right? You didn't even have to say that because this probably was going to happen anyway, you know, just speaking off the statistics.
I'm just saying, I said $250,000. I was very specific, $250,000.
Okay, $250,000. It might be more than that. I don't know. I think it might be more.
A quarter of his worth. A quarter of his worth. So I don't know how much Zuckerberg is worth, but I believe that she's going to get some money with it. And I told him to send me a message. So you get nothing. You get none of your fucking money, man. Give me some money. Help me. Don't block me off of Facebook.
You know, if he saw you, bro, he ain't gonna acknowledge it, bro. He gonna pretend he never saw it, bro. And his followers, bro. You know they gonna pretend they never seen it. Yeah, I'm surprised he stayed with his wife so long.
I don't like the fact that, you know, what's that woman's name who's the head of Amazon? What's his name? She's worth how much now? She got a divorce?
No.
I was so fucking mad, man. You know who I'm talking about, right? Joe, what's his name?
Oh, his name was damn. I know.
It's a simple name. Joe.
Jeff.
Rick.
It was Jeff.
Bro.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. She's fine. She got a nice body though. Don't get me wrong. She do got a nice body, but her face, I don't like her face.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a goddamn Jack the Ripper and shit. I'm like, yo, give me this money. I'll help you get your money back. It's a little bit of money, man.
He could have killed her. He could have killed her himself. He could have killed her himself, but he was probably too in love to do it.
I don't understand this beta shit, man. That shit is annoying as hell.
Look, a lot of folks don't understand. Just because you're rich, that don't make you an alpha. Just because you rapping on that rap video,
yeah,
they don't make you, okay? That make you a simp. Rich men are the biggest simps. Poor men can barely afford to be a simp. Okay.
You know, Eminem is one of those guys who basically is straight up alpha and shit, man. I believe that he went to court and shit. He could have did all that shit that he said in his records. When he says all that shit, I don't know why he didn't do that shit. Okay. I'm just like, damn, put her in the positive show. Like, damn, man, put them bitches. He talks like that in his fucking records, man. He talks like that. Why don't you do it? Speak what you speak, man.
Yeah, I that's the thing about Eminem. You can kind of sense the kind of alpha energy. Like, you know the difference as a man. You know the difference between beta male and alpha male, especially if they well-known people. You can just like, oh yeah, I can tell who the beta, who the alpha. Like Russell Wilson, you know that the guy who plays football. He's a beta male. Okay, he's a stepdaddy. He's a beta male. You can tell. You can tell before he even got with what's her name? Before he even got with that bitch, you can tell that he was a beta male just by his energy, just by the way he walked, by the way he talked. You can tell. Okay, it's simple.
I believe that all guys who make enough money should never marry. Just like the #1 alpha fucking beta simp was fucking Hugh Hefner. He had like 18-year-olds in his motherfucking house paying them used ass pussies. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, please, man. It's when an old man has a lot of money, he's so a fucking sexy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's fucking pathetic, man. It's fucking sad.
He had dumped all his tapes in the ocean. I'm like, damn.
What? He dumped his tapes? Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God, man.
I think it was in the Mediterranean. Okay, you can fish that shit out. I think he chose the Mediterranean because that's the one you can get away with not dumping in. I don't know. He's rich anyway, so it didn't matter. But I'm like, dang, somebody must have kept the tape or something. Why would you get rid of those tapes unless they had something illegal on there or something secret that he shouldn't have?
And it's real sad that R. Kelly's in jail though. But he should have. He should have known he's a beta simp too as well. I'm just like, damn, you can't be fucking popping babies. This is a beta simp type shit. You pop babies with used vaginas, some dirty vaginas, you're gonna get karma. Okay? It's that simple. It's not hard, okay?
Yeah, I always wanted a virgin. I never wanted somebody who's been used, because that shit's scary. It's like, why should I be second place? I should come first. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be her third, fourth, fifth, 20th. None of that. I should be her first. It's like she will be my first. That's how it was supposed to be.
It's called microchemistry. Okay, it's the fact of having a man's past DNA in a woman's body, and then women would try to. They don't think it's possible. I said anything is possible. What the fuck you talking about? A man's spermatozoid or the fragments of his DNA can still be in her pussy, right? And you squirt your ass up in there, and then you got the condom on too. You got all these chemicals, and then they fuse together with two tails and two heads, and then it somehow gets up in that coochie. It gets up all the way in that motherfucking vagina, and she get pregnant, and then you have a retarded baby because you don't know why. Why you had a retarded baby when you know you got some strong ass genes? Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot. Look, that's what I've been saying, bro. It's like, why would you, again, second place? If you, guess what? That dude is she's carrying his seed, and he ain't even got to be bothered with it. That's the price you pay for being a beta male. That's the price you pay.
I said, guys, the best thing for guys to do so they won't have to worry about prenups or anything like that is they always take them to only the hotels. Never bring them over your houses. Always make agreements up front. Up front. Always do it up front, because if you don't want a relationship with a female, it's best to do it in another country. It's best to, if you want to take risk, go in another country. Don't go into a matriarch country, which is basically like a mixture. You can take advantage of the matriarch. Yes, you can. You gotta be smart enough, like myself. You can take advantage of the matriarch, but lots of guys don't know how to do that. So if there's a model, go ahead.
It's my bad. There's a model I made. Sorry, it's called. It goes like this. So to me, purity is more valuable than proximity. Purity over proximity. Okay, just because a female is next door, just because she's close, that doesn't mean anything. I'd rather choose a woman who's pure and far away. Okay. Mm-hmm. There's simple as that.
Yes, I'd rather get a woman from another country who's not being brainwashed by Western society. You know what I'm saying? You know what a pimp told me? A pimp told me this, and I keep repeating myself, and I'm gonna keep repeating myself to the day I die. A pimp told me the more English a woman knows, the more dangerous them hoes. The more English a hoe knows, the more dangerous them hoes. He rhymed when he said that shit, right? So I was like, oh shit, man, you're right about that. Think about it. She knows lots of English. What do you think that means? She wants to be she wants to fraternize. She wants to socialize. She wants to be well known. She wants to be fluent in English. And you know what I mean when I say English, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. That's a bad sign, man. Yeah. That's a bad sign. Dude, there was this show. I forgot what it was called, but you would love it. It's about these dudes who go to other countries to get wives, and they always get like thrown to the gutter and mistreated and shit. I don't know what the fuck it's called, man. This shit crazy. It's a funny show, and it's real. One dude was talking to.
You don't know the name of the show?
No, I forgot. But because I only saw like 2 or 3 episodes. But one of the dudes, right? He's a black dude. He like massaging feet. So his last girlfriend broke up with him after 13 years, and he took up a skill from her. And I'm like, oh, you learned a skill from your wife, and that means your girlfriend, you're a beta male. And then he learned how to do nails.
No, I don't think that's true though. I don't think that's true. If you learn a skill from a female, it's okay.
No, you're gonna agree when you hear this. He learned how to do toenails.
Oh, okay. Some bullshit. Okay, that's bullshit.
It's not like he knew how to drive or some shit. Like he learned how to drive from her, or cook. He just learned how to do toenails and shit. He got a job doing it, and he with his money that he been doing, getting from that job, guess what? He took that money and was given to this hoe in Russia somewhere in the Ukraine, giving her loads of fucking money, and she's just seeing him videos like, "Hi baby, I miss you," no, and she never saw him in person, and and then he just kept giving her money, sending her money, and he sent over $40,000 to her over the last year, over the last 2 years.
Dude, right? It's a white dude. Right?
He's a black dude. He's a black dude.
It's a black dude? That's rare.
Yeah. He supposed to know better than that. But I guess he's autistic or something. But anyway, His head don't look funny. You know, niggas head shape weird, then you can tell something's going up. You know, that's a general rule.
Yeah, I talked to a couple guys like that. I know my head is slightly shaped, but my front of my face is not shaped face.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how you know. A lot of folks don't understand. That's craniology. It's called craniology. Okay, look it up. Craniology. If the way people shape, and it can determine the way that they act, behave, think, and shit like that. Some crazy shit. But anyway,
but times are evolving though, because I got a weird shaped head, but I'm smarter than most guys, so I'm like
smart, but you're still eccentric. Okay, you got to keep that in mind. Okay, you're smart, but you're still eccentric. Okay.
What type of cranium do I have? Because I seen that chart where they so different. If your head is shaped like this, I seen that motherfucker chart. I'm like, I didn't really the cronies or something like that. Cronies, it's different species or races or some shit like that. And I got a mustache.
Okay, you're talking about something different. You're talking about the racial kind. I'm talking about just purely skull shape, not the racial kind. Okay, you're talking about the race. But anyway, that's eugenics. The second thing is the dude. They asked him, the show came and asked him, hey, how did you know that she's not sending those videos to other guys? And he was like, gee, I hope she isn't. Like, no, motherfucker, what? He's supposed to know better. He could have been catfished by her pimp. I said, she got a pimp or something that's just making bukus of fucking money off this dude. Like, if I was a foreign pimp, I would get a pretty foreign woman and just trick these American men and just send her money, and I would get the money from her. It's genius, and she don't even got to go nowhere to get that money.
What they're doing right now. As a matter of fact, I talked to this Ethiopian guy. You said, you know what's happening right over there. Sometimes they trick those guys, and they send that money over to. It's mainly white guys, predominantly. I actually encountered some Ethiopian women who did the same thing over there. They have a bar thing going. They have a pornography office thing going on over there. Did you know that?
For real?
Yeah, they got a porn thing going on over there in Ethiopia, but the videos are not fully up and running yet. But I saw a couple Ethiopian porn and shit. I said, I want to see some more foreign black females. 9 times out of 10, I'll see a very unattractive male, usually overweight, fucking these nice down piece fucking females, and I get so mad. Because he's fucking them raw. He's fucking them raw. Okay.
And doing all kinds of nasty shit. Okay, and it's not right. It's not fair. Frustrated. But you got to remember, these women not virgins, so you like, he can have them.
Yeah, they're probably not virgins. They probably lost their virginity before they got on top of his little balls and shit. I'm like, that little man, he's not even that. He's like a frankfurter, like a one of them what do you call it, Vienna sausage type motherfuckers. Like, that's sad. Those women, I don't think they're fully broken into. I don't think they
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, dang, man. Because those middle, like Ethiopians, they're like Arabs, okay? They're like Arabs. You know how the women look real, they be looking real fine.
They're a mixed breed. I keep telling the Ethiopians, stop talking to me. You know, the strongest niggas in America. You're talking to the wrong Negro here. Niggas. Okay. They stupid or some shit. I said, we was
bullying, okay?
Huh?
We was bred for fucking lifting shit and bullying. We'll tear a motherfucker up real quick, okay?
I'm just like, I go over there, and then sometimes I talk to them on the internet, and they talking to me like, we are the most powerful country. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Look, Ethiopians didn't invent shit, okay? Black Americans are the most inventive black people, okay? If you just look at it. We invented all the fucking music, basically, that people listen to, that people like. We invented all the modern music.
All them dances. You know they make fun of Americans? Did you know they make fun of African Americans dancing? And I told you, your chicken dance has nothing compared to them. What are you making fun of African Americans? Are you serious? And all you do is this. All they do is this. Look. That's all they do.
Yeah, I see African dance. This shit crazy.
I was like, what the fuck? Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? The most evolved. I stopped speaking. Oh my god.
Nah. I want to hear it, man. Finish.
Shit, man. I'm like, I don't want anyone. I'm just like, I get real pissed off when they talk to me. This one Ethiopian. Hold on, let me see a message right now. This one Ethiopian guy. Let me see. Okay. He's like, he don't understand that he's a crossbreed. He's not truly African because true tradition means polygyny, okay? And he told me the Ethiopian women I'm trying to talk to, which was with his cousin, he said it was, they don't believe in your values, especially as an ignorant African American. He said ignorant in so many words. And I'm like, you first of all, wait a minute. You're speaking in my language, English, the most superior language of all time. And you're telling me that I'm ignorant and I should stoop to her level? Are you acting like you fucking man. Okay.
That's why they get ran over. They jealous, bro. They jealous of American black men. They jealous. It's jealousy.
And then on top of that, those Ethiopian men, the Ethiopian females do not crave Ethiopian men because you know why? They tell me that their penises are smaller. And on top of it, they ain't got no money. Yo, that's it. That's the answer. Yeah. I have Ethiopian friends who tell me this information. So you're gonna tell me I got testimonials over there. You're gonna tell me what I'm saying is not true.
Exactly. They look, they mad, bro. They hella mad. But I see Ethiopian women. It's kind of been like black Arab women. Okay. The men are.
They said Ethiopian people are a cross between Semites, Italians, and the Spaniards. They used to be slaves from Nebuchadnezzar. I was doing some history and research about it, and I found out that there are certain slave states, which are basically countries in Africa, in which they use them as where the slaves propagate at. They interbreed them over and over again, and then you get a race of people, a Romeo people, Tigray people, Etrits, because they don't like each other.
That's crazy. Black people are so easy to divide, okay? Semites too. But look, man,
I don't know what a Semite is. I really don't know. My boy told me he's homosexual. He got a BA in fucking bullshit with his bachelor's of science. He told me, Ethiopians are Semites. I don't know what the fuck a Semite is.
A Semite is basically a Middle Eastern, okay? To give you an example, Jews are Semites and Arabs are Semites, okay? Those are yeah, basically. To sum it up, that's what a Semite is. So when they say anti-Semitism, they mean, oh, you against Judaism, but you're also against the Middle Easterns too. Okay, it's the same shit. But I keep telling people, please understand, I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan.
I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. Hold on, somebody's at my goddamn door. I don't know who that is.
Coronavirus. You better wear a mask.
No, I don't know who the fuck it is. Yeah. Oh, downstairs, first floor.
Yeah. Hey, you idiot.
Yeah, somebody was coming on. I was like, who the fuck is this? I don't have nobody coming to my goddamn door, okay?
What if he would have said if he would have said your wife's name, is so and so here? Is she here?
I would have came out and stabbed him. I would have dragged him in. I would have dragged you.
You were like, please come in. Please come in. This is the right house.
Huh?
You be like, please come in because this is the right house, and stab them up.
Yeah. Shit, I'm a psychopath. I keep telling people that shit. I say, hey, I'm a good psychopath. I don't know what you got to do. I'm married. People know I'm married. I don't play that bullshit. I think if a woman cheats on a man, it's death. Okay, if a man cheats on a woman, especially if you don't have two wives, okay, now he's justified. No woman should cheat on a man. I'm sorry.
I agree with that. Because the DNA, it's the DNA thing. It's the DNA thing with me. That's my main issue.
What you say? You agree with it?
Yeah.
You sure? Yeah. He said, I think if a woman cheats on a man, and that man is a good man. Now I said good. I said that man said, "Hey, I'm disciplinary. I'm sorry. You know how it works." And that's all he needs to say. She doesn't follow my instructions. She wants to be seasonal, and I gave her a way out. Instead, she tried to put me in jail. That's all he needs to say. No proof and evidence is necessary because I tried to give her away, right? So now she got caught cheating. In the Bible it says about cheating. Women get stoned. They get stoned for that shit.
Men will rarely lie on their wives. Men rarely lie on their wives.
Yeah, I think every man should have two wives. I guess if they don't have two wives, the one woman gets kind of like dull, or she lets her hair down. She's not. Guess what? I have video footage of me being with both the sisters in Ethiopia, and you should watch it sometimes. You know how good I get along with both of them. I get along with both of them, man. One time I came in the door and her sister was naked, butt naked. I said, put your clothes on. She was looking at me, smiling, and I was like, oh shit, you got me. I was like this. We gotta wait. You gotta wait at the right time. Okay? Shit.
Yeah.
But her sister was like, she was playing hard to get, and I was like, okay, she's gonna wait at the right time. I bought her some red panties and shit.
So let me ask you this. would you let your daughters marry the same dude when they get like 18, 25, 30?
Yeah, it depends on who he is.
Okay.
I believe in the Indian traditions. They marry their daughters off at the age of like 13, which is too young. It's too fucking yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, so, a lot of white people ain't talking about this on the news, but you can literally marry 13-year-olds and fucking 14-year-olds in India somewhere, right?
Middle East too.
India is a very racist country, so you probably can't be black. They don't like big penises over there. You better be careful, okay?
Yeah.
This is long story short. If my daughters, I would prefer them to deal with a man who's in a foreign land, so they can control him. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And he got the money.
That's the issue, though. That's the problem. A lot of dudes want their daughter to be in the control of the situation. Okay, they either do it.
It's two different types of control here. Let me put it like this: my daughters can be passive, okay, and he can be aggressive, or it can be vice versa. I'm very versatile. So let's say I see a man who's got full authority. He's like, "You come into America" type shit. If that motherfucker talk like this, where's my check? Hey, let's give me some contribution money and talk to my daughter. If they want you, they can be with you. They have a choice. My daughters have a choice. I don't need to force them to do anything. That's a problem with the Indian tradition. They force their kids to be with someone. I don't force my daughters to be with anybody. And we will have a honeymoon phase. I would like you to see if they're virgins or not, because there's no way I'm going to be viewing their blood mode. If she breaks, my wife bled a lot. For 3 days, I could not get in. If you ever encounter a virgin, I've met 2 virgins in my life. These are the facts about virgins. The first time I encountered a virgin, I couldn't even get it in. I could not get that shit. I swear to God. A medium-sized penis and a virgin pussy, you're not getting in. You're gonna need more than KY jelly. You might need to take a break. Trust me, I know this. I know this because I experienced it. And I wish I'm gonna probably put it on another video. I've been talking about this for so long. If that woman is a virgin, you're not getting in that easily, okay? And when you finally do get in, that shit is painful to you in a sense, and also painful to her. Got it? Get it?
Nature made it that way.
Yeah, and so that's what in ancient traditions in Africa, they would usually check the woman's fertility with an egg. Okay, you can look it up on the internet. It's a taboo to make sure you check the female every month to make sure she will not be exiled by her family. I just wish they brought those traditions back. But
yeah, T.I. does something like that. His daughters.
Yeah. If the female has lost her virginity, she's exiled. She's honest. That's fucked up, but she shouldn't have been fucking.
What you gotta do. Good. Okay. I'm gonna go to that village for a wife. I don't know where that at, but I'm gonna go to that village. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, as a matter of fact, there's somewhere in Swahili somewhere. And all of the girls are dancing like fucking virgins. They haven't lost their virginity and they're dancing. I saw that video. I shared that video.
Carry the reeds.
Somewhere near Ethiopia, there is a tribe of people dancing and singing with the titties all hanging out and shit, waiting to be wooed by a right man. And I don't know what country. I know it's near Ethiopia. I saw the video.
I think that's a tribe in South Africa.
It is?
Yeah.
I don't know what the name. I don't know what the name of it's called though.
I forgot too, but I remember that shit. I'm like, whoa.
I was like, these women are beautiful. I just want at least 3. I'm not greedy. I'm not gonna be greedy like King Solomon.
They do that for a king. They do that in front of the king, who's way older and fatter. Okay.
Yeah, I believe that. That's another thing I don't agree with. If a man is out of shape, you can't do that. You know, you gotta agree. But if a man is not, you can see his stature. I played The Witcher 3, right? And I see this old, frankly old man, and he was in a war and shit like that, but he was hefty and hunky and shit, and he was a drunkard and shit, and he liked to murder and kill, and he was brutal and shit. He was too alpha. This motherfucker was stinky. He didn't give a fuck, but he wasn't alpha enough to take care of his health. That was a problem. That's the problem right there. This motherfucker looked cranky, old, stink. He was an alcoholic, putting poisons in his body. No, absolutely not. You're not getting my daughters. Okay.
True. Yeah, I agree. I don't believe in marijuana, drinking, or none of that. Okay. The worst is I probably have is caffeine. Okay, that's the worst.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like something that's you smoking cigars and that shit is not good for you. You know fucking alcohol. I see some people making up these concoctions on the fucking YouTube. And let's put all this vodka together and put the pineapple punches and who the, oh my fucking, are you fucking kidding me? You keep fucking kidding me, right? Fucking kidding me.
They're insane. That's what happened. Look, and they wonder why when they get 40, 50, they have beer guts and they can't get rid of them.
Or they have what you call it, kidney stones.
What they eat. Huh?
Kidney stones is caused by alcohol, too much drinking.
Yep.
Yep, I had a teacher named Mr. Kisner and shit in my architectural drafting CAD class, and he got kidney stones. I said he used to drink a lot, so oh well, okay.
He bring it back on himself. That's what I'm just like prophecy, right? Just like prophecy. He set it up for himself. He made it true about himself, so it's true.
Mm-hmm. But I don't necessarily. I believe strongly that if a society is strong enough, they have to take. Sometimes some sacrifices are great. Some great evils are needed for a greater good, like religion. Religion don't work no more these days. Okay, so we know this is a fact. It don't work because women ain't reading it.
He used to work. He used to work, but
I wish back in the medieval times, sure, probably. When did religion start? When did religion start going downhill? When?
Maybe when the government said, "Hey, I'm bigger than I can provide for you more than God can." That's probably when.
I don't understand this. Okay, I thought it was a traditional jobs of the white man because the white man was supposed to be superior in the alpha traits to where they supposed to distribute this stuff. So they naturally give to one another if they were to be poor, especially if they're not black, okay, because they were racist as fuck, okay. But yeah. I'm just wondering how did that? Maybe it started breaking down in the 60s somewhere, okay, because the 70s really was fucked up, okay.
When did public assistance and welfare grow?
I don't know.
70s and 80s, okay. So did the gangs, okay. Gangs, you didn't hear about black gangs in the 50s. You wouldn't hear about it. In the 60s and 70s and 80s, that's when it grew. And that's when it was the worst. And that's when the religion dropped and the women were more loose in the black community, at least. I'm a historian. Got to do your research.
Yeah, I ain't saying that. I'm saying to do the research. I just don't know, man. You got to educate me all the time.
It's okay. But yeah.
It's hey, I know in the 70s was free love. And that was the fucked up era. That's the area that I are you fucking kidding me that they was giving pussy away for free?
Look, let me explain what. Look, the 70s was that era because two things. Segregation had ended in the 60s, okay? The second reason is because, what was the second? Abortion. So that made everybody just want to go off and love everybody, thanks to those two reasons. And,
what do you call them? Are they the baby boomers? Okay, what do they call it? What are those 60s?
Baby boomers. That's where they came from. And with them, it started going downhill. All the tradition and shit started dying slowly. Then the divorce rates went up. Then social media came around and just it all went to hell. Okay.
I don't necessarily believe in a socialist economy because I don't think it's successful anywhere in the world. But some people say in Switzerland it's successful. But I haven't done the research. Do you know anything about the socialist economy? Can it work?
No.
You think it could work?
No. Let me explain why. Eventually, it'll crash on itself. It might be la-di-da for one point. Socialism is like, think about patriarchy and capitalism and stuff like that as being like what chimpanzees do, where the strongest or smartest survive, right? But think about socialism and communism as being what the bonobos do. Have you heard of a bonobo chimp? The subspecies of chimps called the bonobo?
Nope.
Well, they're basically, okay, so I'm going to just give you a brief story. So basically a couple millions of years ago, right? So the chimps branched from humans, but also there was a sub-branch from those chimps, a subspecies called the bonobo, okay? So there's two species of chimp. There's the bonobo and there's the regular chimps we normally see, okay? So the normal chimps, they stayed on one side of the river, and the bonobos stayed on the other side. The bonobos let the women lead and all that. They were led by women, and everybody's smaller and weaker, and they don't have wars. They're not violent. They just sit around and have sex all day and eat food. That's all they do. The bonobos. The chimps, as you know, are led by men. They have wars. They have famine. They fight each other. Okay. They never lose on resources because they always they have men leading. Okay. and they're very
So
masculine.
for the feminine bonobo, it definitely probably had more diseases, STDs. Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, the feminine bonobo, right? So I'm getting there. So now, thanks to Africa is very unstable politically and stuff like that. So there's a lot of wars and stuff. So the chimps and the climate or whatever, the chimps, due to those factors, because of humans, the chimps are coming together with the bonobos and it's like taking over the bonobos. Okay, messing them up because the bonobos are weak and led by women, but the chimps are led by men. So the chimps are having more like a capitalist mind view. The bonobos are like socialist communists. So they getting their asses wrecked by the chimpanzees. You see?
Mm-hmm. Yep, humans, I definitely agree.
Yeah, humans. Yeah. You got to do. Look, see, man. Look, I research a lot of stuff when it comes to science and biology and stuff, and it's sad because they're our closest relatives, right? And
well, it'll play out. I hear another creation story that's completely different from that one.
Well, I'm talking about genetics. Okay, I'm talking about based on genetics, they're our closest relatives. And that's
I don't believe that either. Okay? It's like if you say something like that, I could tell you some stuff that will baffle you and that will make you completely go off track. You shouldn't link human beings to monkeys. You shouldn't do that.
No, you wait. That's not. Well, first off, chimps aren't monkeys. Okay.
Okay. Whatever species they are, you shouldn't rank them.
They belong to the same group as humans.
Well, if you want to say that, but they don't have any kind of an intellectual problem.
Like us. Do you agree? They do think like us. Okay.
In a certain degree, yeah, but they can't do what we do.
We got to learn from them, okay? We got to learn from them. If we don't learn
from monkeys, you got it wrong.
No,
you don't learn from monkeys.
You have to. Let me explain why. Because the bonobos were led by women, okay? They fail miserably as a species.
Oh, okay, I understand what you're saying when you say it that way.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And the chimps, they succeed. So what will happen if another group, the same way that one group of chimps was stronger and better than the other group of chimps, the weaker chimps lost, the bonobos. The same thing can happen to us. We got to understand that. We got to keep masculinity in line. We got to keep patriarchy at the top, because if we don't, we could get destroyed like the bonobos. Okay.
But that's why the patriarch created the virus, so we can kind of whittle down the system of things. So that's why I say the smart individuals will not be affected, or maybe the ones who have the better alpha genes. Okay,
Oh yeah, you know it. Look, women are being more feminine now than ever. Okay. Thanks to a crisis. All that LGBT shit died down. All that, those faggots and all those radical homosexuals, they died down. Okay. And the feminists aren't marching no more. They at home. Okay.
Because, do you think Bill Gates is an alpha? Do you think he created that virus? Does you think he did that?
I think he could have had something to do. I think he knew about it before everybody else did. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I see him stepping down. I'm like, he still controls Microsoft, but he stepped down temporary or something like that.
I told you what it's about. Those CEOs, I told you that the coronavirus, part of the coronavirus is to push a bunch of global agendas. Too lengthy to get in right now, but part of it was to basically, it's a tool by the elite to destroy the elite. Okay, think about it this way: if I wanted to kill, think you ever played a real-time strategy game?
Yep.
Okay, so like Command and Conquer and all that. You send your troops to battle their troops, and you send your troops to take over their headquarters. That's basically what the disease is like. Okay,
remember StarCraft?
Yeah, exactly like StarCraft. This group of rich elite people, assholes, they send their fucking disease over to wipe out these rich assholes so that they'll have power, and so they don't expose their agenda. But because if you notice, a lot of the rich and powerful elite and pedophiles and stuff like that, they're going down, they're being caught slowly. And they see this happening. So they say, we got to manufacture a crisis. We got to make something happen. We got to get rid of these. We got to tie up our loose ends so they don't get to us. But it's going to happen anyway. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, most definitely, man. I tell you right now, it's a great conversation we having, man. Sometimes we talk about so many subjects. I don't want to make my show too long. You can make yours. You can make one, and I'll join. Okay. Because I don't want to make my videos too long, because I know people's attention spans are not very good. But if you just condense everything down, where there's no kind of like filler or some shit. I don't do advertisements on my show. Okay?
Yeah,
I think the best advertisements is if your paid cash app and your donation. Now, if you want to advertise something, you can put it down and link in the comment section, and people can see it. I don't. Do you know BMT? Do you know BMT? Joshua?
Bacon, lettuce, tomato, BLT. You talking about that?
Yeah, BMT. He starts his own. He got his own shows. He be talking for like sometimes 3 to 4 hours. Sometimes. Okay.
Okay.
And I get bored so much sometimes. I'll be like on a show and I'm like, can we go and change the subject? Okay. There's a lot of liberals on the panel because I'm not a liberal. I'm a crazy, I'm just sitting there listening to people talk and they ramble on about, stuff that's, what you call irrelevant. Okay. I'm like,
exactly.
They use their emotions. Okay. And I'm like, I don't want to hear your emotions.
Liberals think with their emotions. I've been saying that forever. It's a bonobo female trait. It's a bonobo trait. Just like
this is one female he had on his show. I think her name was Eva or some shit like this. She just ramble on so much. He allows her to talk. I said, you should not allow her to talk, man. I'm like, damn.
Look, I would make it a requirement that women get 5 minutes, men get 15, men get 10 to 15. And
long as you can interject. If you can interject, see, the thing is that the monotony in which the speaking was so sleepyhead. I was like, get to the point. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Exactly. If she was a professor, students would have dropped out.
Then she said she used vape. She vapes and shit. And I tried to break their monotony and said, vape is 2 times stronger. And I read that. Didn't Donald Trump fill out a form to stop vapors now?
Yeah, and they mad about it. They just a bunch of drug heads. They just want to be on. They want to be on something all the time. People want to be on something.
Then she said it was more safe. I was like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure that Trump signed something about the vapes. Because the vapes is more dangerous than actual cigarettes. Okay, so
it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about that vaping. People who smoke, they live. Those boomers that smoked back in the day, they lived up until the 90s, 2000s. But people who vape won't live that long. I promise you, they're dropping out of high school. I knew people who they're dropping.
Yeah.
They assume because there's no smoke involved that it's healthier. That's not how it works. There's chemicals involved still, and those chemicals can still burn a hole in your lungs.
It says, if I can remember and recall my memory, it says that this time it's crystallized metal particles, which basically gives you something like asbestos in your heart. It speeds up the process within a 5-year duration. Okay, so I'm like, I wouldn't want to. And people who smoke around it, it's even 10 times more potent than the cigarette smoke that they smoked before.
Exactly.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's crystallized metal particles.
Exactly. That's what I always said. The only thing meant to go in your lungs is air. Nothing else is meant to go in your lungs. People who smoke weed, people who smoke cigarettes, they're not doing their bodies a service. They're being stupid because nothing is supposed.
But let me tell you something about Terrence McCann today. You know who Terrence McCann is? The one who basically was talking about those DMT and ayahuasca. I keep telling people stop escapism. Stop escape. That's a mental illness. You don't need to escape. Because if you escape, you might not close it. You can't close it. Some people are affected by the DMT type shit. And that's on another conversation. I'm telling you, I admire the guy because he always says the natural firmament. And I'm like, dude, there are poisons in the earth. You're going to smoke the natural poisons of the earth? Come on, man.
Thank you. Yeah, everything in nature isn't safe. Rattlesnakes are safe. Rattlesnakes are natural, right? But they're not safe. They bite you, you can die. Okay? There's plenty of natural poisons, okay? I know some natural poisons Native Americans put on their arrows to shoot the white man with to kill him, okay?
And this white people who drink with them fucking snakes thinking that they're holy and shit. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind to drink fucking venom? You're drinking fucking venom. You're drinking fucking venom to see if you're holy.
That's crazy. Mental illness.
Real. That's real.
Okay, that's crazy, man. That's some voodoo shit. That's why I say all this voodoo shit is dangerous, especially when you get down to the chemistry of it. That shit crazy. People gotta stop, man.
I just say, hey, if you want to do some voodoo and magic, just try to use it yourself. Try to see what happens. Prove it to yourself that you have magic by basically going to another country or doing it in your country and make sure that it actually happens. Because if it don't happen, and you just making up stories, you become even more delusional than you sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's sad. Look, do a simple test. If you think you're magic, I want anybody watching this, do a simple test. Take a coin. You can test prayer this way. You can test any form of magic because prayer is magic. You can take a coin, flip it. Say you want it to land on heads 5 times. Say, I'm going to make it land on heads 5 times. If you can't do that shit and make it land on all 5 times, then maybe you're not magical. Okay? And if you can do it 5 times, do it 50 and see if it lands on heads every single time. And if you can't,
And you
then
know
maybe
what? You know what I got to say on top of that shit is that my magic is different though. I did hex spells when I was younger, so I was like, it doesn't work that way. So it only works like if someone attacks my image. Like this picture, you see this picture? If you try to stab my picture and you put spite in it, then something bad may happen to you. It's that simple. There's a certain spell I believe strongly. It may not get you this year. Okay, it may get you next year. Okay, let me see, speed up the process type shit. Because I did this magic with people in the past, and the shit actually worked. Okay, so I basically don't want to play. Some magics is real, some magics are not real. So I maybe I do have some kind of power. I keep saying maybe it's real, maybe it's just coincidence. I don't know, but I have done shit. You know what I'm saying? You see in my face that I've done shit that actually did something to someone who actually deserved it. You know, my magic works like this. I remember this guy, right? He came over my house, right? And you see his girlfriend did some crazy shit. He's the last person I was going to try to do my magic spells with, right? And I said, the only thing I need is a shirt and a picture. If you don't have a picture, give me a shirt that she used to wear. I took the shirt and I got my candles, okay? This is my magic, right? And then I told him, you get your own candle, okay? And you do it overnight. You bring it over to my house. This magic will work. I told him this. And then he came over to my house, and I said that, remember, my magic is reflective. See? Reflective. That means if you're at fault, the magic will fall on your head. And you know what he said? Guess what he said? He backed out. He said, nah, I ain't doing it. See?
You know he's guilty.
That's what I said. I said, you know what she did? You know what she did? She did something so heinous to him that I can't even remember what could possibly be. What could be possibly far worse than a woman giving you AIDS or cheating on you with your father?
A lot of people practice witchcraft, so I'm guessing it was something like that. Like she probably put like her body fluids in his food, hoping that he'll stay around.
Nah, it's too obvious, man. That was too obvious. Anything you can think of right now, if you can say it, then I'll say, yeah, that's it. She didn't do anything ordinary that an ordinary person could think of. And I said, what could it possibly be? What it could have been given? She gave you AIDS. Did she sleep with your father? Okay. Did she sleep with? No.
She probably killed his baby.
Huh?
She probably killed his baby.
No, it wasn't a baby. If you keep saying what could it be? What could possibly be worse than that? Okay. And it was. And I felt bad. I said, if she could do such a thing, I felt weeping. I felt so sad for him. And I said, she did that to you. And I got sad because I never heard of anybody doing something like that. Okay. And then he backed out of doing the magic. I think his whole goal.
What she did was so bad, but it was probably in retaliation for what he did. You see?
Yeah. But I said it always starts from somebody. I said, if I tell you in advance that I know magic, then you was already warned. Okay, then I can't be affected by you. If I told you I know this, then you already been warned. Okay, I tell my wife everything in advance, so I can't be harmed by whatever things she does. I told her things to listen to. I gave her certain instructions. And right now, my wife is suffering because she got to deal with all the responsibilities of being a man.
It's like y'all swap roles one day. Think about it. You at home chilling, she out there working. It's like y'all swap roles.
It's like this. I've always not been working, man. I'm too alpha to be working. I've been. Do you know what the alpha white daddies do in the courts? The alpha white daddies are very effeminate. They tend to look on the side of the mentally ill. Okay. Yeah. So I don't do any manipulation or anything. It's just that they feel bad for me and the situations I went through. So they bless me with, so I don't have to work anymore. I told my wife this, okay, because I did pray a long time ago. I don't never want to work again. Over 15 years of working, man. And then I got in trouble. I think they tried to set me up with a girl. Remember I told you about the girl who got me in trouble? It's just another subject. She got me in trouble, and I think they tried to set me up. Okay. So they paying me for the rest. I didn't think I was qualified, but they gave it to me. So
wow.
So I don't need to work anymore.
So the girl,
I can work, and I can try to work, but it gets real hard because they took away that privilege. I can't work in a certain specific criteria jobs that I want to work because they tried to trap me. You see, the white system can fall on its own self. You gotta watch it. It's like some kind of manipulation they tried to do with me. because I was too honest. I was too honest. I was like, yo, y'all put me in the dilemma. I'm working for y'all, and then you set me up with this girl, okay? And then next thing you know, you got to pay me now. I got paid 2 checks, 2 different checks from 2 different companies, the system, and also an employer who fired me. Okay, and then on top of that, I told my wife this shit. I said, yo, I don't need to work. Okay, I'm done with work. You have to. You come in this country, you're serving the white man, and you're serving me. I'm more important than the white man. You understand?
True.
Because I'm the one, they pay me so we can survive, right? Okay.
True. That's crazy.
Now, since you called that false PFA, she got to worry about where's she getting her ride from, how's she going to use her phone to pay the bills, how's she going to extend her fucking green card, which is going to expire in 5 years. Okay. She's going to have to worry about Zabaria, my daughter in school, the vaccinations. If anything happens to my daughters, pretty much the aliens will take her away. Okay.
They'll send her back.
Yeah, if anything happens to my daughters because of her irresponsible actions, the aliens, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not getting myself indicted.
That's crazy. Maybe you're gonna do something and blame it on the aliens.
Yeah, they want me to. They told me. So when I go into the courts and they ain't got no evidence, I'm like, the courts told me, y'all fuck with me, y'all all gonna get cursed. So what are they gonna do? There's no evidence. So, and I said, where's my wife at? Y'all should be looking for my wife. Look for my wife.
Exactly.
I'm not responsible.
You put it in a big old pot of soup.
Shit, I'm not a fucking witch. I'm a warlock, okay? I'm an indirect warlock. You know, I'm a wound. What do you call it? Somebody took that name though. Somebody took that name. So don't try to take this name. He said, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna name my page Wounded Healer.
Wounded Healer. Oh, that's
somebody
crazy.
said, I'm gonna take that name. That's a nice. It sounds like you was wounded, and then you start healing shit. I said, hey, you can take it. I don't care. I got my own creative ideas.
True. I hate that. Like you come up with something slick, and then people are like, I want that idea, but you're like, I'm the source of ideas. So when you run out of shit again, it's gonna be coming back to me.
Yeah, man. So I'm glad we're talking, man. I hope we have something to talk about next time.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
come with some topics and stuff. We always talk about some shit, man. I love it. You know that guy is from Nigeria, Lagos. His internet is bad, so he got to pay. He told me his data was running out. It takes a lot of data. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
He
So
must be on
I gave him some money because of this conversation. You know, he's a good guy. Like,
yeah.
you know, guess how much the dollar's worth over there?
50 Nigerian points or whatever.
No, 344 Nigerian dollars.
But what about sense though? Like we like America, we so valuable money wise because we have sense, right? We use sense. What about sense? You know what I'm saying? Then it's more
they got
even.
sense over there. Yeah, they got sense over there.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, pennies. That's what I mean.
They got pennies. They got nickels and dimes. I don't think they have nickels and dimes. They go by another money and shit. But I think we should have everybody should have a universal money trade, okay? Because all this currency traded over only kills but one thing: trees.
True.
We need to digitize everything. Everything needs to be digitized.
Or put in coin form like metal.
No, that destroys the earth.
How?
Think about it, man. All that money that's out there, you think they got to get some minerals from Africa or somewhere? They digging a hole in the ground, right?
True.
The part of the planet is destroyed because of mining. Okay.
Yeah. Rare earth metals mostly. Yeah, that's the most dangerous kind.
But thanks a lot for joining my video, Rad, and also what's his name? I can't pronounce his name. Garvey. Thanks a lot. I'll put your information up there. His name is Garvey. I think it's Niger or something like that. Nigger or Niger. Yeah.
It's Bucci Garvey.
Yeah, Bucci. That sounds like a rap name, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Okay. I love you all. I hate the many of you. You know how to follow me.
Peace and love.
I'm going to put your... Huh?
Peace and love to your brothers and sisters from another mother, people who smoke, people who drink, people who like to play cards.
I'll put your Cash App thing in there. I got your Cash App. Oh, yeah, send it to me in my inbox too, because I saved it, but it might not save. Put it in my inbox.
It's in there. It's in your inbox.
Okay, not in the private chat, because I know you put it in the private chat. And I can't.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Let me put it in there.
All right. Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters. Like dark. Tomorrow, y'all can join. I'll send the link. And y'all have a good night. Thanks a lot, Rat, for joining.
No problem.
You have a good day. 3,
Power.
2, 1.